Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Showtime with Mike and Taylor.
Welcome everybody to another edition of Cow. God, I love that.
CO.
I
will never chant cow.
Come on. Our friends at Wrestling the Rise think that we should get our own cowbells.
Well, you know where to go for those.
Where's that?
Our boy, Wonderful Willie.
Oh, there you go.
He's got a cowbell.
King of the Cow Championship.
He's got the cowbell. The cowbell.
Well, as we're recording this, Mike is working on his pay-per-view, which is going to be airing because it's Christmas time and we like to get ahead of the game here. And I like to take a holiday at Christmas time. So we're multitasking. We're banging out a few of these in advance. That's why I've been wearing the same sweater for 4 weeks in a row. So I want to jump into the event here. Mike has told me that he's going to at least pretend to listen to it. And then yeah, exactly. You're not Stone Cold Steve Austin, all right? But basically, we are 2 weeks out from the Wrestling on the Rise pay-per-view. We're coming off a very hot angle last week, the debut of Kota Ibushi, as he laid out Brock Lesnar, the master plan with Don Callis. He outsmarted Paul Heyman. He got one over on him. Crazy stuff happening. What are the repercussions going to be? Mike, are you ready to pretend to listen to my show this week?
I'm ready to pretend to work on my pay-per-view while I'm trying not to listen to your show, because the way you ended last week, how can I not listen this week?
Well, I'll tell you what. Give me about 2 minutes of your time here, because this show is starting off with Don Callis, Kenny Omega, Nova, Walter, and Kota Ibushi making their way down to the ring. And Callis is going to get the microphone, and he is going to brag and brag and brag. He outsmarted everybody. He came up with this master plan to take Brock Lesnar out of the title picture. He outsmarted the great Paul Heyman. Kenny Omega gets on the mic, and he says that he's been watching Hangman and Roman just beat the hell out of each other for weeks. And it's only fair that if they go to 7 matches, that he fights the winner of that match, of the event, at the pay-per-view the same night, right after the best of 7, because he won the pick your poison.
Yeah.
What a heel. What a bastard, eh? So that's what Kenny's demand is, but he gets cut off by the music of Mr. Okada. And Okada has been on a hot streak. You know, he has not lost a match since the pay-per-view. He's been pinning everybody. And Okada's going to come out, and he's just going to point at Kenny Omega and motion, I want the title. This is going to bring Nigel McGuinness out. And he's going to say, Kenny and Don, you must be so proud of yourselves. He says that he's going to give Kenny what he wants. If he can win his match next week. If Roman Reigns and Hangman Page go to 7 matches, the 7th match will be at the pay-per-view. And Kenny can have the winner the second that match is done. But he needs to win his match next week, which is going to be a 6-man tag match. Kenny Omega teaming up with Walter and Ibushi going 3-on-3 with Okada, the American Dragon, and Brock Lesnar.
Beautiful.
And one more thing. If Hangman and Roman do go to 7 and your team loses next week, whoever gets the pin will get a title shot at the pay-per-view in your 6-man tag match, and you will still have to defend the title against the future winner of the best of 7. So if Bryan Danielson, Okada, or Brock Lesnar score a pinfall in that match, then they will get the title shot at the pay-per-view against Kenny Omega if that goes to a best of 7. So all
Makes
the
it
eggs
look
are in
good.
one basket here. If Kenny gets the win, if Kenny's team gets the win next week, then he gets to fight the winner of the best of 7 immediately after. If Kenny's team gets the loss and it goes to 7, the winner of the 6-man is going to go there. Or if the best of 7 ends before the 7 matches, then that's going to be the pay-per-view match, Kenny Omega against Roman or Hangman. A lot of stuff up in the air here. A lot of crazy things going on. What do you think? You liking that?
I'm invested. You got me.
It's going to take us to match 1. I'm going to give you your powder break here. Wardlow is going to make his way out. Work on your pay-per-view. It's going to go one-on-one with Edge. If Edge wins,
fall asleep. I'm gonna fall asleep instead of doing my pay-per-view. Fucking Wardlow.
if Edge gets the win here, he gets MJF at Wrestling on the Rise pay-per-view. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. Edge is going to get the win against Wardlow. Hard-fought match. Wardlow's going to get some power moves in. Edge is going to show that, what's he always say? That grit, which I love gritty Edge. It's fantastic. He's going to get the win over Wardlow. But when the match is over, Edge isn't done. And he's going to go outside the ring and he's going to grab 2 steel chairs. He's going to lay Wardlow out again. And he's going to give Wardlow a 1-man concerto. Wardlow is out of the equation now. Probably not going to make it to the Wrestling on the Rise pay-per-view. Edge has got MJF one-on-one with absolutely no interference.
Okay.
It's going to take us to match number 2. Kevin Steen and El Generico versus Jurassic Express. First round tag team tournament matchup here. And I'm going to have Jurassic Express go over. Another hard-fought match. You know, I love my tag team wrestling. I'm going to give him a little bit of time here. Jungle Boy is going to get the pin on Generico. But after the match is over, Kevin Steen is a sore loser. He's going to jump them, and he's going to hit an apron powerbomb on Jungle Boy, injuring his ribs. Jesse the Body Ventura is backstage with Becky Lynch. But before Becky can get a word out, Deonna Purrazzo is going to jump her from behind and lock in Becky's own disarmor on her. We're still building towards that match. The women's title will be on the line at Wrestling on the Rise. Becky Lynch versus Deonna Purrazzo.
Okay.
Match number 3, we are going to have Adam Cole, baby, coming out with Britt Baker in his corner, and he's going to take on Rey Fenix. We're going to have a hard-fought match back and forth, but Adam Cole is going to get the win. Phoenix is going to have a couple spots where he almost pulls off the upset here, but we got to keep Adam Cole going strong into the pay-per-view. After the match, Nigel McGuinness is going to come out. He's going to say, last week we promised that it was supposed to be the in-ring debut of Kota Ibushi, and you're not off the hook this week, Ibushi. You get out here and you're going to have your match that we were going to advertise anyways, and we're going to have Kota Ibushi going one-on-one with Eddie Kingston. Kingston's going to put in a little bit of offense here, but for the most part, it's going to be all Ibushi. He's going to pick up a dominant win. Got to keep Ibushi strong after rolling over Brock Lesnar last week, right? Match number 5, we have the last match of the first round of our tag team tournament. We have FTR versus the Young Bucks. This match is just a mess. All hell is going to break loose. You know, we've got this feud going on. We've talked about it for weeks now. Cody, Charlotte, and FTR facing the Young Bucks, Adam Cole, and Britt Baker. Both teams are refusing to follow any of the rules. They're brawling all over the place. The referee has no choice but to disqualify both teams. After the match, we're going to have Cody and Adam Cole and Charlotte and Baker all run out. We're going to have a 4-way brawl. Officials everywhere. Superstars in the back are going to have to come and break these guys up. There's a lot of hatred, a lot of animosity going on in this feud. Match number 6, Cody's going to stay out in the ring with Charlotte. He's going to go one-on-one with Penta, and Cody's going to get the win with the crossroad on this one. After the match, Cody and Charlotte are going to continue the attack on Penta, and they're going to hit a spike pile driver on him. And then they're going to talk smack into the camera, just basically warning Adam Cole and Britt Baker, this is what you have to look forward to at the pay-per-view. We're going to throw it backstage. Jesse the Body Ventura is backstage with Luchasaurus. And he says that the doctor just told him that Jungle Boy's ribs are badly bruised, but he's going to be good to go next week. And he was told that that they're going to receive a bye into the finals because of the melee that happened in FTR and the Young Bucks. But they don't want that. They're fighters. and they don't want any free passes to the finals. So next week, they're issuing an open challenge to any tag team to fight them in the semifinals of this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So next week, we're going to have match 6, the best of 7. We're going to have a humongous 6-man tag match. Basically, next week, we're going to find out our world title picture. We're in match 6 right now. Are we going to go to match 7? Is Hangman and Roman going to fight at the pay-per-view? Or are we going to get one of those guys fighting Kenny at the pay-per-view? We're going to have that huge 6-man tag, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, and Walter versus Dragon, Okada, and Lesnar. We're going to have 2 semifinal matches in our tag team tournament. Just announced also is Adam Cole going one-on-one with Cody Rhodes. This is our go-home show for the pay-per-view.
Love that.
Going to take us to our main event right now. Match number 5 in the best of 7. Hangman Adam Page versus Roman Reigns inside the steel cage. And this match is a bloodbath. Page is going to start the match out hot, but he's going to make some mistakes. He's going to miss a tackle. He's going to drive his own head in the cage, busting him open. Roman's going to slow the pace down. He's just going to beat down Page. He's going to open up that cut. Page is going to be a bloody mess. Page is kind of doing that grab at Roman to try to pull him up spot. But out of nowhere, though, as he's pulling himself up, he's going to grab Roman by the tights and he's going to Rory Fox him into the cage. He's not going to rip his tights off, though. He's just going to slam him face first in the cage. He's going to bust open Roman now. Roman's a bloody mess. Page is fired up. The crowd's behind him. He's going to start beating down Roman. We're going to have a lot of close calls here. Roman's going to duck a clothesline. Both guys are going to come off the ropes at the same time. And Hangman Page is going to hit Roman Reigns with a spear. And he's going to get the 1, 2, 3. And now, all of a sudden, Hangman Adam Page is up 3-2 in the best of 7 series heading into next week's show.
All right.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's all we got. Easy peasy show. Next week is the go home show for the pay-per-view.
And then we're going home to that pay-per-view, which I am looking forward to.
Yeah. So, so far we possibly could have match number 7 in a best of 7. Kenny Omega will be defending that world title, whether it's the winner of that or whether it's the winner of the 6-man next week, if it's depending on the outcome of that match. We got our mixed tag match, and there's going to be a lot of matches announced next week for this pay-per-view. And that's going to take us home for this week. We got the pay-per-view next week coming up. Blow It High Dome, Mike, as you're working on it.
We are working Blow It High Dome next week.
Working on it on air as we speak, which I love. Any hints you want to give us?
Well, no hints, but the lineup is pretty much set as you've been listening the last few weeks. Our main event, of course, is AJ Styles versus Jeff Cobb for the world title. You do have a grudge match between Prince Devitt and Josh Alexander. We just found out that the Good Brothers are now part of MLP, and we don't know what they're going to be doing at the show. We have a 6-way ladder match to crown the very first ever women's championship. We have a one-on-one match between Jonathan Gresham and Speedball Mike Bailey, who just won a contract with the company for the inaugural Tunney Championship. We also have we got Marco Stunt making his debut. Other than that first pay-per-view, he's making his return back, I should say, against Colby Corino. And we have Big Ben Ortman's finally, after 4 weeks of getting ducked, finally getting his third match against Matt Cardona. That rubber match is going to happen, and it's going to happen in a 20-foot high steel cage.
I love it. I can't wait for it. If you want to see it, Billy Red Ryans is going to tell you, don't you dare miss it.
And we'll see you at those matches.